I went, or no, you went, then you're gonna go, and then I'm gonna do the end one because I switched that over. You see what I'm saying? Do you understand me?
I'm sure you do.
Making those
Is that
fucking
you or me?
popping ass sounds out of your nuts.
It's definitely not an iPhone sound.
No.
Dude, that was you.
Bullshit.
I didn't get anything.
Oh fuck yeah. It
yeah,
was.
shut up.
Oh fuck yeah, it was.
Boop, boop.
What's going on, guys? It's Tuesday. That means another Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming. My name's Seth.
I'm Josh.
And as you can see, we have a third person here. This is my brother Chevy. He's going to be chiming in, giving us his opinions as well on all the gaming news of last week. So let's get into it. We got 6 topics.
Let's start it up.
Let's start it up.
So for our first topic of today, Dragon Quest XI is actually going to come out for PS4 and the 3DS. Fans can rejoice because this is the first time since 8 or 9, I think it's 8, that it came out on console. Another sweet thing about it is the PS4 version is going to be totally 3D on the Unreal Engine. And the 3DS version, you can play it 3D, or it'll be like the top-down version, like the older games, like the old like Dragon Warriors and Final Fantasies. So I think that's actually kind of neat. What, open for discussion. What do you think?
What do you? First off, what do you guys think of having 2 separate versions?
I think it's neat. Obviously, I'm looking. I mean, it gets to a broader array of people, which is what I like.
Well, the first thing I think of is Smash Bros. Coming out for the Wii U and the 3DS. It almost gives you a reason to like buy it twice.
Yeah.
But for not like a chintzy reason. Like okay, so first off, if this game looks good, I would probably get it for both.
Yeah.
Because they sound different. Like I wonder if the storyline's gonna be the exact same. In both
Yeah,
games.
I don't know. I just think it's really neat that they're harking back to like hitting that nostalgia button pretty hard with that fucking with the top down. Because
Well, yeah, it kind of reminds me of and again I'm gonna bring something else up again, but the Halo collection, you can go back to the original the way it looked, and
Yeah.
the HD version. It's kind of neat because obviously it's not going back to the original, but
Still plays off nostalgia, though.
yeah, exactly. I'm saying like you can play it in the 3D way because that's probably the best way it can render on the 3DS. But then if you want to play like old school, you can, and I do think that's really fucking cool, especially for Dragon Quest fans. I mean that's kind of
well, like
really
and
neat.
like I'm pretty sure it's just, I don't know if it's the same game, but Dragon Warrior for the NES.
It's the same series.
It's the same series.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
Dragon translation, if I'm not mistaken.
Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 were my first like RPGs that I
So
ever
you had
played.
to stand on the stairs and actually open the menu and say
and hit
stairs.
stairs,
to go
yeah,
down
and like you can have like torches in the
I don't know what you're
dungeons.
talking about.
Yeah, it's awesome. That game was it didn't hold your hand. Like if you, I mean, like which that's a whole nother kind of topic, but it treated you like how RPG should have treated. Don't fuck around or you're gonna die.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
If it's anything like the other Dragon Quest games too, you're going to run into a very Japanese RPG though, because it's going to be very like I played 8 a lot and I thought it was really neat, but it is very grindy. So hopefully they kind of westernize it a little bit to make it a little more accessible, because I know this series is huge in Japan, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Well, it
there
never
is-
translates over here very well, even though it is demanded all the time. It seems like,
Yeah,
but like I don't hear people talk about it.
yeah. It
Not like
seems
you do
like
with, Final Fantasy, 'cause it's
kind
been
of
westernized a little bit.
niche. Yeah, so I mean, maybe since it's going to come out for the PS4, maybe they'll have a little bit more of a handle on. I mean, I personally don't mind the grind.
Yeah.
I think if it's at least if it's fun.
Let me get back to the game itself real quick too. So the 3DS, that's neat. What do you guys think of the PS4 version though? Are you excited to see a current gen? First off, a Japanese RPG on the PS4, but secondly, a current gen RPG with a prestigious background like Dragon Quest.
Very old, yeah.
On Unreal Engine, which, as we've seen, we see all the fucking time. Unreal Engine can look great. It typically does, unless people are lazy. I mean,
and it's very stable.
Is that something that's exciting?
Yeah,
It's like fresh air almost.
Yeah, I think it's really neat. This is the first. I mean, this is one of the first like super Japanese RPGs that I've seen on the PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't consider Final Fantasy Japanese RPG anymore. That's bastardized.
I do, but
Playing the 15 demo, even though super, to use the term again, westernized, very, very Japanese though. Still, like
it's super fucking
everyone's
Japanese,
their styles and everything are very like, here's who I am. The combat, even though they did make it a little more actiony, still kind of has those weird delays. I haven't played it since they updated this, so I don't know how the camera movement has been increased or improved, because I know they were going to do that, but beforehand it was a little, I don't know, very systematic is a good way to word that. So
To be honest, I haven't played Final Fantasy since. Well, I played 14, I guess, but
a little bit, but
Nah,
the online.
that's
dipshit,
not
hashtag
that's
motherfucker
not
simulator.
a fucking RPG. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last one I actually played was 10 with fucking dipshit Orin. Check out last Friday's video. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, it is, to me, it's Japanese in the sense that it's like, Japanese in the sense that, like, style and how people react to shit, because it's always fucking way out of proportion. And the archetypes that they have is very like stereotypical. Looking at you, Waka. But like I don't know. To me, it just feels like.
Are we still on Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Okay.
To me, it just feels like this topic kind of got out
Yeah,
of control.
I'll say.
But anyway, I just don't really see it as a Japanese game anymore. But yeah, so Dragon Quest, going back to that, sounds pretty cool.
So just real quick to kind of fucking take control of this again. Dragon Quest comes out. Are you gonna buy it? Are you interested in it?
I'm actually, as much as I like role-playing games, I'll probably be a little hesitant just because I haven't had a chance to play one since PlayStation 2. The last couple iterations
Ni no
were...
Kuni, you need beat. I don't think.
No, but that, time to play an RPG these days, it kind of sucks. I'd love them, but
Yeah.
having
I'll
a job
say,
kind of cuts into that.
Getting older makes it harder to play RPGs or EVE Online.
Especially that one, yes.
I don't know, man. I checked out my time for The Witcher 3 last night. 6 days.
I don't have a day in that game.
6 fucking days.
I
I've
seem
played
to
that
find
game.
enough time to play Warframe, probably.
Yeah, it's just all about priorities, though. I mean, like the game's got to be better than everything else you have.
Exactly.
It's
that's
not even that you don't have the time; you just have the time for one.
Well, I definitely
to do.
hope that obviously it's good. I mean,
Yeah, me too.
Same as movies.
I don't
you
want it
don't
to
want
be
a bad
shitty.
game. You
Exactly.
don't want a bad movie.
You don't want to see a game like Dragon Quest fail, too. Like,
Well, no, but I'm also excited to see, kind of like 15, how it was just a very, really gorgeous game, because we haven't seen really a current gen now, but next gen, RPG really, besides Witcher. It'll be interesting to see a more cartoony styled Unreal Engine.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
for sure.
lighting.
I'd
and
really
stuff
like to see
that.
how clean it looks.
yeah.
Because
They're always
Dragon
based
Quest
off
games
Toriyama's
are
artwork too,
like
so.
because Dragon Quest games are always pretty clean looking and they're like very fun and stuff like that. So it would be really cool to see that not compressed down to a 3DS screen, but actually blown up on
Full res slime
yeah,
monsters.
exactly. So
Yeah, no, definitely.
well, that was more of a rant.
To wrap it up real fast, are you interested enough to? Would you buy it?
Yeah,
You think?
I want to see more on it.
Yeah.
But I haven't been like itching for like a good like turn based.
Yeah.
And,
No, that's where I'm at. Like, I'm interested. I'm interested. I hope it does well. I don't want it to be shitty, like you said. But yeah, I mean, if it looks amazing and it's getting like a really good hype and shit, or even came out and got really good reviews, I'd be interested in getting it. At that point, though, I figured that you would buy it and I could just play it. So,
Likely. I mean, I bought Final Fantasy Type 0. I haven't had a chance to play it, but
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna fucking touch that. But even though I hear it's good,
it's supposed to be good.
yeah. But yeah, seems like we're all interested in it, and hopefully it's good. For our second bit of news, Don't Starve is getting an expansion. I'm an asshole, and I don't remember the name of that expansion.
Shipwrecked.
But Shipwrecked, thank you. But it's going to be based on the ocean. You're going to be out in the ocean surviving what I'm going to assume is going to be sharks and limited water or food. Cthulhu, weird shit, because it's essentially a Tim Burton game.
Yeah, it's Don't Starve, so there's going to be really weird crap happening all the time.
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna say I think it's cool. I'm glad to see this game still getting support, and I really like Don't Starve. You actually bought the 2-pack of the multiplayer, and we played that a little bit, and I'd like to actually play that some more, but maybe with more people would be cool. But yeah, no, it was really fun. I'd like to get back into it. I didn't really get in on the expansion too much, but maybe when this comes out, I'll have a reason to play it. What do you guys think?
I think it's neat that it's going to get a expansion. Will I necessarily play it? Probably not. I like Don't Starve, but at the same time, I don't like Don't Starve. Because, like, it is one of those games where you can be almost at endgame shit, but you still have to harvest fucking, like, rocks and shit and fucking... Like, there's no, like, levels of fucking going. Like, you're still... I can be in a fucking spaceship fucking flying around. Not that that's in the game, but example. And I'm still going to have to harvest fucking thatch for something. You know, like, I should be beyond that by now.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I just don't like, is I feel like I'm so advanced, yet I'm still fucking cracking rocks like I'm on a chain gang.
Don't you still have to do that kind of stuff in most survival games, though? Like Starbound and Ark, I know you still have to go back
I feel
to
like
those old
you
resources.
stabilize in a lot of those games, though, better than Don't Starve. Don't Starve almost makes a game out of dying, because it's...
Well, it's trying to kill you.
Don't Starve, yeah. One thing I was going to say, first off, I never got your opinion on that. Are you interested in that at all? Would you potentially play that?
I'm a little interested, but I've barely gotten a chance to play the game
in general.
Originally, and then we barely dabbled in the multiplayer aspect, which was neat, but then we ran into the issue of not being able to find each other, and that was
which is a typical fucking survival game trope.
Yeah.
Which
I think
is fine.
if we had enough of a chunk of time to like sit down and play the game and actually get a good feel for it, I'd probably be a little more excited for this. But I'm sure I'll pick it up, because I like that it is a different feeling game, and I'd like to support that kind of stuff. So
for sure,
yeah.
Well, it's gonna be fucking on sale on Steam at some point too. I guarantee we'll all have that. Yeah.
And that's actually what I kind of actually like about that game, is it feels like it's one of those games that's truly unique. Like, it's just like you don't.
Oh yeah, no.
When you look at it and
That's
see it, you're not really like, what game is that? No, that's Don't Starve.
Yeah.
I think the sanity meter is a good touch to that too, because you don't see that in a lot of survival games. It's usually just I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I'm dying.
Sometimes sadness, but it's not quite the same.
I like how eventually your character starts going insane, and then you start seeing monsters and ghosts at like certain areas and stuff like that, like standing in a graveyard.
It's almost an additional threat to you if you allow it to be.
Right. So it's another stat to manage.
Well, I will probably end up getting this. I will probably dabble in it, but realistically, just like the game itself, play just a little bit.
Yeah.
Honestly, unless it's just that good. I think the multiplayer made me more inclined to want to play this game, but we haven't been doing that because priorities. There's other games we're playing. Ark. We'll get back into Warframe. Like, there's just too much things popping up for me to really be thinking about that. But it is cool. It's interesting, and I am really excited to see that survival games are going in like an oceanic way, with Subnautica, Stranded Deep. Really cool. So it's funny to see Don't Starve do that. Plus, Don't Starve's core gameplay, is so not on the ocean. It's just walk around a 2D perspective and just harvest things.
Very Diablo-esque.
It would be really neat to see what the ocean will even offer you to take that risk to be out there. So
maybe there's like, you can also maybe build boats now and sail.
I'm gonna assume so.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, but like, I think that'd be kind of neat because that place is surrounded just by water usually. So it'd be kind of cool if there was like another area you could sail to, or
I kind of wonder if they're going to add another character, because you know how the characters have specialties, if they're going to make like a water-based character.
Probably.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool if they did. It'd be
Yeah.
a super missed opportunity. Like fucking Mesa. Warframe.
But yeah, so I mean I'll try it out.
Yeah, it's interesting.
My significant other loves Don't Starve, so
Oh, really?
yeah, she loves that fucking game.
You know what? And let's get ready to fucking end the segment. I think I'd be more inclined to play Don't Starve on a console, to be honest.
I think so too. It fits really well. I think.
Well, because like
really well
I
for a
play in
console.
such small increments in that game. Like I don't play like the way that game's formatted is you just kind of walk around and harvest things or hit things and run.
Yeah.
So I feel like a controller could do that perfectly, and it feels like something I would more want to be casually playing than like sitting on my fucking computer like doing that shit. So maybe I'll look into. It's on PS4, right? It's like on
It
everything.
was one of the first games on PS4, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and,
pretty dope. I never knew that. I think I might buy that.
Yeah, I might too. Yeah, because I kind of want to see what it plays like on PS4, and it can't be that expensive. It's probably like $15, 20.
Something
At
like
most,
that.
I'd imagine. I don't
Yeah.
see it
And
being more than that.
Do you know how if it has the multiplayer? It probably does.
I have no idea, actually.
That'd be also a missed opportunity.
I was about to say, yeah, if there's no multiplayer, no deal.
Yeah.
No, I don't fucking want it. But yeah, it seems like we're all interested. I feel like I'm more inclined than you guys to probably buy it out of interest, but you'll end up probably getting it and you'll never touch it.
Didn't really play
Unless-
anything that has multiplayer.
I'll buy it
Once I
for
fucking-
my girl. So for her, because she will probably want it. That's the only way I'm ever gonna spend money on that. Let's get that straight right now. Is
I thought you were gonna say that's the only way I'll ever spend money on her. I was like, damn.
Video games, that's it.
I was just thinking of that Silent Hill zone out moment you had.
Oh yeah.
Because you're like this, and it like starts to play the music, and you look at the camera. I don't know. It's like very like sultry, fucking. You're like,
So in a bit of, I'm not sure what I think of this news. Final Fantasy VII, Square Enix has said, will not be turn-based. Correct?
Changing the combat system, yeah.
They're changing the combat system. So they didn't specify exactly what that is yet, but they are saying essentially that they are changing the combat system. I feel like a lot of people are going to be black and white about this and either fucking be totally for it or completely against it because purists. But luckily, you're watching three people who have detailed opinions on things. So, what do you guys think?
Obviously, it's someone who's a big fan. I've probably played through the game 4 times now. I'm on the fence because, like, part of me, obviously, I just want the original product, and I just want it to be like
You just take it, slap better
gorgeous
graphics on it.
experience.
Yeah.
However, as long as it doesn't actually affect like storyline and like the feeling of the game, I think I'd be just fine with it. I just don't want it to be Final Fantasy 15. I don't want them
Yeah,
to copy
that's my concern.
that system over. I wanted to, if they're gonna make a system, and they said they want to make it feel familiar, hopefully there's still something there. In fact, if they were going to take any system at all and kind of adjust it, I actually think this is going to be a weird example, but Final Fantasy X-2 had one of the best active time battle systems. I know they're not going to use that, but it had the hot swapping of characters, and I don't know, it's just more live feeling for. So.
hot swap, baby.
Yeah, that's where my brain went to. Where I'm coming from, and I'll get to you in a sec. Whenever.
Yes, Master. Fuck. May I speak, sir?
I'm either way. What I would prefer is they keep it the same because it's safe.
Safe, yeah.
If they do a new combat system, though, they could really nail it. We go, holy shit, I was wrong. This is awesome. Especially if it's half combat based, which I would, in game preference, would love.
Yeah.
But, keep some of that RPG element. My biggest concern is how are they going to do limit breaks? Because that was the big spectacle for me in the old Final Fantasies.
Yeah.
Is just this, like, you're fighting, all of a sudden you get it. And you're like, fuck yeah, and you execute. And all of a sudden you get this really cool thing. In, like, action-based combat, I can't find a way that you get that same excitement, that same build-up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it'd be like building a special meter.
Yeah, but then like you go from like third person action presumably, and then it just goes into like some weird cutscene.
Yeah. So, like, are you thinking like actiony, like accent core, like how it was more action based kind of combat?
Guilty Gear?
Accent. Crisis Core. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Like that
Yeah.
kind of battle system.
Oh, I'm thinking
It's a
like
fighting
that
game,
or
so-
Kingdom Hearts or 15.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's all
See,
they
now,
pretty much showed us with third-person action.
You mentioned 10 too.
Yeah.
I was thinking 10 because it brought that turn-based party system to kind of the next gen at that time. Like you're able to switch out your characters during battle. I just thought that was a neat system, and I think that Final Fantasy VII could benefit from that.
Well, I would argue that 10-2 is kind of the same deal, except for instead of switching characters, you switch jobs.
Oh yeah.
So-
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, it's just I
Guys are
think,
fucking speaking goddamn another language to me right now.
but I'm really gonna. I would almost not fucking play it to be honest. I love Final Fantasy VII.
You wouldn't play Final Fantasy VII
I wouldn't
Remake?
fucking play I would not because the combat is fucking half that game, and I'm not gonna do it if it's fucking Final Fantasy 15.
See, for me, the gameplay is important, absolutely, but the storyline being portrayed correctly and in a way that is either on par or better than the original, which would be hard to do, of course. But that's the most important thing to me. Gameplay needs to be fun, and it might sound shitty, but I just want the storyline conveyed in a cinematic way that I'm going to enjoy. Because I like movies, I like cinema, and you know, I want to see those systems in place, like the materia system, shit like that. Even though I think they're doing away with that.
What? That would.
I
kill
heard
me.
something about that. I heard a rumor. I don't think it was a thing though. Like, it was on
The only
IGN.
thing you have to do is balance it,
Yeah.
because people obviously it's been 20-year-old game or whatever.
Mm.
No, it's not, maybe
It's not 20 years old.
no. 1997. Regardless.
20 years old.
Um,
You're pissed.
I guess the only thing I did, like, besides obviously the storylines, the little things that made the game kind of not so serious all the time, I guess would be good. And I'm not really sure how to word it, but like all the mini games and stuff like that.
And
So
the
like
cross-dressing part.
the cross dressing,
Those parts are absolutely important.
yeah, the climbing out of the
The
bottom plate.
Shinra
Once they
motorcycle.
collapse the top plate and you're climbing up and you have to like figure out how to get like a walkway to get up or the
Spoiler alert.
oh god, I can't even think right now. The tower where like the Phoenix is up top and the Shinra army is trying to get up to it and you're playing a tower defense to keep them away and stuff. Like all those little mini games. I'd love to see those still stay in the game as well. So,
Yeah.
And not to get too far into what we'd want from just the remake, I don't want to get off track too much. Combat, yeah, because I was about to start saying, like, I want to see an open world, I want to see fucking chocobos, I want to ride chocobos, but I started realizing
I think we all
we're
want
not
that.
talking about this. So, yeah, I just, what don't you want to see from the combat? What don't you want them to do?
12. I don't want 12's combat system.
I don't want any new age combat system just in general.
No
Right.
action, no nothing.
Action, yes,
Okay.
because I'm always open to fucking act. It's
I would say,
where I play more of a skill-based role in combat, I would like it 100% more.
That's why we like action in our FPSs.
But I don't want that fucking weird. Everybody's just fucking gang raping a fucking monster. They're just around it fucking.
Yeah.
Well, and that was kind of why I brought up 12, is because it was right after they made 11, and they almost kind of stole the combat from an MMO and put it into a single-player game.
They absolutely did.
yeah, and then
That's
they-
exactly
and
what
then
it
the
is.
Gambit system, eventually you're not playing the game anymore, and that's what's the point. So
Yeah.
Well, I can't imagine like a life, because anytime you play a game where you just have a group of dudes attacking a thing, it's got to be a certain kind of game. But a game with characters who are realized, who I like identify with, I don't want to watch Barrett fucking lifelessly stand there and go.
no,
And fucking-
that would be so
Exactly.
disappointing.
They're all
hit it
and they're all
shit.
different enough. It's like them fighting. It should be a fucking spectacle.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
like you almost have to do like Advent Children because I mean they all do their
They're
kind of
drawing
their own
inspiration
fucking
from that, I
things.
guess.
And
Yeah, I
like
heard that.
and like it's really neat to see them all work in kind of unison like that. But I think if they were to do that, it'd have to be all like cutscene
It'd be cool if they kind of implemented like a Chrono Trigger system where you could like work off of each other.
Do like
Isn't it Chrono Trigger that does that?
Yeah. You have
So did,
you have triple teams and tag teams.
Yeah, because I mean they kind of do that in Advent Children, even though we shouldn't be basing the combat system off of the movie because some people don't even like the fucking movie, which I don't understand.
Blow
But
my mind either.
whatever.
Yeah, it was good.
I watched something recently where like that movie was so fucking bad. I was like,
Dude, that movie was
they're like,
badass.
it was just like action. There's no substance. I'm like, it was fan service.
It was
and it was
also
dope as fuck.
a
And it was-
sequel.
and it was a continuation of 7, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be. 7 already fucking laid the groundwork so much on a storyline that like that one just kind of like gave us a catalyst to show us those characters again.
I almost feel
love
like if
that
you
for
feel
it.
it didn't have any substance, you didn't play the original game. Because it literally continues from everyone's lives. I knew exactly.
Yeah, I feel
what
like
was
it,
going
I feel
on.
like it offered
Exactly.
plenty and like just giving you more of that world.
Seeing fucking
Getting off topic.
seeing Sephiroth like come. Yeah, it was a huge thing. It was like, oh shit. You
Well,
know,
to
things
harken
are about
back
to
a
go
lot,
down.
did a really good job on connecting the two. It
Mhm.
wasn't even like like Dragon Ball Z movies where fucking there's no connection. It's
There's no
just like,
canon. Yeah,
Hey,
it's
this is happening, and
Catalyst event. Like,
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. But yeah, I feel like I feel like if they keep it similar to the original, it's safe. If they do go out and get crazy, just really fucking nail it.
Bring
if
it.
they're gonna do action based combat, they gotta really fucking work the AI of the characters to make them feel individual,
Alive.
and even more so than 15. Because I know 15, and I am impressed with 15, and I don't want to get too far into that. But all the characters run differently, they fight differently, they act differently, which I think is neat. They still feel robotic though, and I do not want anything in Final Fantasy VII feeling robotic. And I know I'm going back to a game that came out a long time ago, which at the time was basic in the way it played, so I'm almost boasting up to this area that it doesn't even deserve to be. But just because of the amount of respect and likability to the characters, just how well written they are, I just feel like they deserve that extra work to be put into just making them feel alive and like the characters that we love.
Yeah, they should absolutely. Like you had kind of said, they should feel alive, but they should also feel like them. And I don't
Yeah.
know how else to word that, but like when
Just have some kind of individuality to them.
you know,
Yeah.
like the victories when you would win a fight
Exactly.
before, everyone has their little poses, but that's kind of playing off their characters. So
Yeah. So yeah, new combat system. Hopefully it's fucking awesome. Don't get too crazy. If you're gonna gamble on it, make sure you got that shit. Make sure it's just fucking so good that we're not even gonna think about it.
So our next piece of news, Halo 5 will not have split screen. The developers came out and said straight up that it won't. They also said it was a very, very hard, kind of choice to make. But they think that the game will be better, because it doesn't. Hands down, right now, I disagree. Halo has always been that game you can play with a friend through the campaign, and to me that's Halo. Like
Yeah.
it's not fucking a single player experience.
Well, one thing I was gonna say is 343 said that they're doing it because the game's gonna be better, and I guarantee they mean graphically, which makes
Oh,
sense
yeah,
to me
yeah. I mean-
completely, and it will be cool to see that because they don't have to downres anything like that, blah blah blah. So there is one pro to it. I'm just gonna throw that out there right now. I can think positively about that. It will look better, hopefully, and that's cool, but that means less to me than being able to play split screen with friends. That is such a fucking staple to Halo. In fact, Halo is like, aside from fucking GoldenEye, is defined by its fucking couch co-op. I mean, it's
by multiplayer
like
couch.
Halo's fucking rise in popularity is because of fucking LAN parties and split screen and shit, and that led into being able to play online with friends in Halo 2 together in split screen, which was fucking huge.
That was one of the first games I think that ever did it.
And even Halo 4, I played with you split screen, the Spartan Ops or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we also did the campaign.
Did the campaign together, and it was a fucking
Whole
blast.
thing, yeah.
If anything, whenever I hear about Nintendo's all about getting everyone together at the house, fucking Halo did that just as well, if not better. That's like almost a fucking selling point for me, is to know that I can go home and play Halo with somebody with me right there, which I fucking love, and it's super depressing to me to hear that that's not in the game. Like, it's detrimental to me.
Yeah, it's fucked
It's
up.
a bigger deal than it should be. Any other game, I'd be less inclined to be so upset about. But Halo, like I said, is almost defined by its online multiplayer, obviously its iconic character, and lore, and its fucking split screen capabilities. It's like a party game almost.
I can't think of another game right now I'd be more bummed if they came out and said, "Oh, we're not going to have fucking split."
Call of
screen
Duty.
on it." Oh
Some of the
yeah,
Call of Duties haven't had split
yeah.
screen.
And that's okay. It's just like, but I mean, Halo from the fucking get go, you've just been able to play with another person, the whole story, and it's
You
always
wanna play with
better
4 people.
with a it's always better with another person. I mean,
I can't believe they didn't take away just the 4 players, do 2-person split screen at the least.
yeah.
I could handle that.
I'm kind of on the fence with that because I definitely appreciate at least the way they're saying, or what they're saying there, that they want to make a better quality product by not having the split screen. But I also don't understand why they couldn't just down-res it when you play split screen and still give that single-player person that full experience. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to do that. It doesn't make sense to me at all.
That's
Space
what
on the
Rainbow Six
disc.
Vegas did.
But it's gonna sound weird, but we did multiple discs in the past.
Yeah.
Like, and
Well, they
it's
could make like a
Blu-ray,
separate
50
disc too
gig,
for the fucking
or 40,
for the
50 gig
multiplayer or
discs.
something.
Yeah, I mean that's happened a lot. Grand Theft Auto 5 did it. I mean,
Like they could even do like one disc is single player and Spartan Ops if they're going to include that,
Yeah.
and it offers split screen, and then another disc is the multiplayer with split screen. So it's almost like 2 games. I mean, that's more work, and I don't know how.
I don't think anyone would care.
I don't think anyone would care either.
They might nitpick it a little bit.
Especially after hearing this, and then they came out and said they were going to do that. Everybody
People-
wouldn't give a fuck at all.
people bitch to bitch though. Like I mean, like I would never see it as a fucking issue. I grew up in the multiple disc game era.
Yeah, we all
Like
did.
Final Fantasy VII was 3 discs.
3, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, you're solid. It's not an RPG.
Metal Gear
It's
Solid was
fucking-
2 discs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll buy Halo 5 because I like Halo, and
That's the
343
thing
has done
sucks.
really well.
Because I want it still.
But not having split screen fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Well, if there was one game I could be excited about for Xbox One, it was that game. And now I'm like a little less excited for it.
yeah.
Because now I get to have an Xbox One. I don't, but if I did, theoretically, I get to have an Xbox One, and I get to play the one fucking game for that console by my fucking self. In a
Yeah.
dark room, alone.
Yeah. And
I
like
can't even rejoice to be like, hey guys, I got an Xbox One, let's check this out and let's all play this. I have to go, okay, well I gotta find like one of my friends who has an Xbox One. 'cause
Bring your
nobody
Xbox
has.
over on a separate TV so we can at least be.
And then find like the one person I know who has an Xbox One
Yeah.
and play it just with them. Whereas if you could do split screen, you could bring anybody over and show them and maybe sell more Xbox Ones because they got to play something with the split screen and go, hey, I want this game.
I don't think that's their business model anymore.
so I mean like kind of off topic, but I mean like is the era of split screen kind of going away, you think?
I don't think so.
No, I just think this is a pretty singular case.
Just a weird
Yeah.
move.
I don't think so at all. In fact,
think with this next
I think
gen-
couch co-ops been making a resurgence in the last like 2 years.
But
Pretty
I don't
solidly.
think that's like AAA games though. I think that's mostly like
I'm talking about
indie
all
titles.
games in general.
Because, like, I don't know, it just seems like next-gen consoles, to me, seem of a more singular...
You're gonna have that in the beginning
Experience.
of the console cycle anyway, because everyone's trying to push to the new engines and all that shit. They're not focusing on that. You'll get more of that later once the engines are all made and stuff. Like, that
more
happens with all consoles.
Solid engines, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Later, when it's all harnessed and they're kind of pushing the graphics a little further and doing more, just like all games that come out in the beginning of console cycles are more simple in their mechanics.
Mhm.
You got to get more basic shooters, more basic, everything, racing games, shit like that, and then later, You're gonna get the more detailed games. Look at like PS2 games in the
I was gonna
beginning
say
versus
PS3.
later. PS3. I mean, every console.
I can't think of a good example to start with, but then right at the end of his lifespan, The Last of Us, the game looks
Or
fantastic.
even, well, I mean, even as like a PS3,
Uncharted
like-
3 had fucking split screen.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's even a big difference from like Uncharted to Uncharted 3.
We don't
Exactly.
know what Halo
That's
5
it.
looks like, really. I mean, I know there's
Oh,
some
I do.
footage of the multiplayer,
Yeah.
but
Which is fucking Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
that's what makes the money, right?
Yeah, well, that seems to be the fucking shift of a lot of games lately.
But yeah,
Anyway.
do I think split screen's dying? No. I think we're just in everything does this.
Yeah.
And I don't think Halo is representative of the state of gaming. I don't think anything on Xbox One or Microsoft in general represents gaming at this point. I think it
I fully
represents.
agree.
I think it's following fucking Nintendo and being lazy. I think it's following and I think it's all following Sega going down fucking 46% in their sales in this last year, which is insane.
No, and
So-
I fully agree. It's just recently with even like last gen and this gen. I mean, it hasn't been out long enough to fully see, of course, but
Yeah.
I've spent less time on friends' couches or vice versa than playing alone with a friend, like over like online.
You've always been more inclined though to play online for years.
Well, yeah, because I'd rather have my own screen.
Yeah,
Just because that's just how it is.
all the time.
But like with something like Halo, that's playing split screen wouldn't fucking be an issue to me at all. Just because I'd be able to play with somebody. And Halo's that kind of game where you want to play with where playing with somebody just makes it 100% better.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it sucks. I think it's fucking god awful.
It's shitty. It's something that makes me less interested in Halo, the Xbox One, and it's just another disappointment in the long line of disappointments that Microsoft's been doing with the Xbox One.
Whoa.
Any final?
Yeah, the Xbox One is a paradigm of fucking modern gaming. So shut the fuck.
So Razer has acquired Ouya. Ouya, of course, was a Kickstarter, right?
Yes.
Kickstarted $100 Android-based console that we all really had high hopes for.
I own one.
And we actually have one in the house. I should have fucking had that at hand. Razer, the company that makes primarily gaming peripherals, PC mostly. They've got the green shit all over them. They bought them, so yeah, that's I find that really fucking interesting. Just to go into it real quick, though, I feel like it needs to be said. The Ouya came out open source with the idea that there's going to be so much shit for it because it's open source. People can make whatever they want, put it on there. You can download it. Has a controller, which was really neat. Really small, really easy to set up. Really cool idea, but I just don't feel like it was realized. I feel like they just kind of jumped in without fucking... without really having like a good plan.
There's a fucking
Not enough like exclusive content that really boasts. This is why you should have an Ouya. Any game that I was interested in is on console. Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say, well, that's the kind of thing, man. Is like, I literally only played the Ouya to play like games from a fucking emulator.
Well, that was the biggest selling point of the Ouya. And I think is the only selling point of the Ouya at this point is it's an emulator. It's a little emulator you can take anywhere you want, which I still think is really neat.
Yeah.
Even though I don't
Hardware
use
wise,
it.
it didn't work for everything, but yeah, it was nice. I was going to talk about the controller real quick, though. It was neat to see because it had the little touchpad on it, and
Yeah.
it was cool. It acted like a mouse and everything, and then all of a sudden Sony came out and completely made it garbage at that point.
Yeah.
So
100%
like,
better.
there's way better.
I feel like the Ouya, the guys who were making it kind of saw where things were going because now you can do all the things that Ouya can do on
Yeah.
your fucking phone and everything. I think they saw that earlier and went with Android-based OS or whatever. We could make a really affordable little console, but now I think everything is an affordable console. Fucking buy. Shut up. So yeah, I feel like they did it first, but I feel like they were too early to really realize where that would go.
Yeah.
Just like On Live tried to do streaming games early on, and they had the idea and they did it first, or they're one of the first ones, but it's not where it was going.
Twitch did it better. Twitch does it better.
No, I mean like streaming games onto your home, to your home where you play them.
Yeah,
They made Gaikai.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and Sony bought Gaikai.
yeah, so
And that's where we got
I
the.
can't remember who.
Yeah, somebody did buy On
Yeah.
Live. I believe Nvidia did, or something like that. 'Cause I think it's
that sounds familiar.
or
I
Nvidia
could
Shield
be
or whatever.
completely wrong, but I think.
But anyway, so all of that aside, that in itself is its own interesting topic. What do you think of Razer acquiring Ouya? I'm just gonna say it real quick because it's already on my mind.
Yeah.
Even though I don't buy Razer stuff, just because like we've discussed before, their stuff looks like toys to me. It's not. I mean, I use
They're quality, but yeah.
Who makes this shit?
Steel Series.
Steel Series.
Steel Series. This is the best mouse I've ever bought ever, and it was fucking $20.
Free
Best
advertising.
mouse
You're
I ever
welcome.
bought, and I can't remember the name of the fuck company.
Exactly. And Razer makes stuff like that all the time too. But like I've never thought to buy it. I've touched their equipment. It feels like whatever. But if they do one thing, they're a very innovative company.
Yeah.
They're full of ideas and they're doing fine. They
yeah.
sell shit all the time. They're in fucking MLG shit. They sponsor stuff like that.
They're one of the top of their game companies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're not doing bad. I just don't prefer to use them. But them getting Ouya, I feel like this could actually. I mean, Ouya's already dead,
Oh,
so
yeah.
they
They're
can't
dead.
make it any worse.
The only thing they had going for them was Towerful Extension, and now it's on other things.
Everything, yeah, exactly. And it feels better on other controllers.
Yeah.
Me, Danny, and Phil played it on the PS4, and it was fun.
I'm sure the game's
It was
supposed to be awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. Super challenging. We did the co-op and stuff too. But yeah, anyway, so I feel like if the Ouya is going to go anywhere at this point, I feel like Razer is a company that could do that.
What do you think?
I don't care. Fucking Ouya, like, I don't know. I have a bad taste in my mouth from fucking Razer. I bought one of their keyboards a long time ago,
Why are you fucking depressed sounding?
and
Need a violin.
I know he's fucking. I just bought a thing.
anyway, their fucking keyboard sucked, and it broke. And it was like an $80 fucking keyboard, and it broke down within like 2 days. So I literally.
Oh yeah, I forgot you bought that.
Yeah, exactly.
We returned it like
It's already
instantly.
gone. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't care. I've never liked Razer after that experience. So I mean, it could have just been a bunk board.
Well, and then that's
But-
always a problem with buying hardware.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, the quality of that sucks. But I mean, the Ouya is already an established thing.
Well, yeah. I mean,
So-
and like, but like you said, it's dead. They can't really do any worse with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm interested to see what they do
Sure.
with it. I
Well,
mean,
and actually,
And I doubt you would jump out to buy an Ouya anyway.
Fuck no.
So
well, the thing to come off of what you just said there, Razer's actually integrating it into their TV box. You know how you have like the Steam boxes and stuff like that. They're making an Android-based box to stream games on your TV, and Ouya's going to be integrated into that. So they've already got a plan for it, which is kind of neat. Because you still have your Ouya account. Let's say you can just transfer it over to that, and it's just an additional feature on top of their.
which is smart because they're literally taking Ouya people and they're going, "Hey, buy Razer.
Yeah.
You don't have to be forgotten."
Well, I think Razer's doing something really good too for the developers, because a lot of developers got screwed because they had this Save the Games campaign through Ouya, where they basically told developers, "We're just going to pay you guys to make games for us," right? They never paid anybody. And Razer's
Oh, really?
actually, no,
I didn't know
they
about
didn't.
that.
The developers.
I
are
knew they
completely
were starting that,
screwed.
but I didn't know. Okay.
Razer
That
is
explains why it's
honoring
dead.
that.
Okay.
That's pretty
$620,000 they're estimated, I believe.
They're paying them
They're
that?
going to pay the developers the money that they were supposed to get.
Wow.
They don't even have to do that. It's a bankruptcy clause. They can literally tell
Yeah,
them,
they
too
don't
bad,
owe them
and they're
that.
not. So good on them. That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really
So
cool.
So maybe like Ouya was mismanaged, and like maybe Razor's kind of that kick in the ass that it needed to.
I think Ouya was just it was kickstarted by some people.
Small company.
I don't think they were ready to run a business like that.
I think they make two major mistakes. The one is they used an old version of Android right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
There was already a newer version out. They should have used it. They also should have made people spend a little more money because, I'm sorry, you bring a new console in the market, people are interested. I spent the $100 to buy the thing.
You bought the thing like when it came out.
When it came out, because I was intrigued by it. Like it wasn't.
It was a neat little piece of fucking tech.
I had expected that I was potentially throwing away $100. If they would have
Me too. Fitbit.
bumped up the hardware just a little bit, made it $150, people still would have bought it, I think. Also, and I think they changed it with an upgraded version later. I kind of stopped paying attention after a while, but they made a more solid controller later down the line.
Yeah, they made a different version.
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
That was my biggest complaint, man. That thing. Oh, did
Oh,
they?
did they?
No, that was my biggest fucking complaint. Is that controller seemed like it was made by Mad Cats and fucking.
See,
yes.
I couldn't be too judgmental on the controller, and everybody said that
I was
too.
pretty happy about it actually because it was comfortable.
It's $100,
Yeah.
and it was made by not like Microsoft. It's
No
not. It's not a big. No excuses ever. I don't care if it was made
You're
by.
not allowed to
I don't
start a
care
new
if it was
company.
made by a fucking child prodigy by himself in his room.
That shit better be
It
polished.
better fucking have the quality of a fucking Xbox 360 controller or up. Yeah, no, I
It's on you. There is no better controller.
I think they just wrap this up. Razer can't do worse, and it already
I don't
sounds
think so.
like I don't think. And if anything, it either will just stay off my radar like it has, or they're gonna do something and be like, "Oh, that's really cool." I think it's a really smart move for Razer because that's gonna just take a little bit more people and bring them over to their side because of the Ouya thing. And I think them honoring that thing is paying some people who deserve to get paid.
Absolutely.
And overall, that's fucking awesome because enough companies disappeared because of money woes and shit. We don't need more starting up indie developers just dying off because they were promised money that they never got.
Yeah. No, and I think that's where I'm at.
That's awesome.
Extra feature for their already planned hardware, and the developers are getting. I don't know if it's fully what they deserve, but
If they're
they're
getting
getting
anything, that's
something.
fine because Razer does not owe them that.
Nothing. Yeah.
So that's awesome. That I had no idea. That's like even outside of them just acquiring Ouya, it's just fucking cool news in itself. Like that could have been its own thing. But yeah, no, good on Razer. That's awesome. Really interesting news. I hope to hear more about Ouya, and I hope to be excited about it soon. Coming from the disappointment of the overall disappointment of the Xbox One and Halo fucking Guardians, or whatever the fuck it's called, the PS4 has sold 25 million units so far and is still selling at a great clip, and is outpacing the PS2, which is fucking insane.
Yeah, it's the PS2 was the best-selling console of all time, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah,
And it was selling still in like 2011
it's fucking crazy.
in other smaller countries and shit.
Yeah.
Um,
Because the cost finally came down for him.
yeah, are you guys at all surprised that the PS4 has sold that many and is outpacing the PS2, which was Sony has been, and we'll get into that. Sorry, but Sony was king shit with the PlayStation. PlayStation was like kind of like their Xbox.
Yeah.
At first, everyone was like, "What is that? Oh, cool, it plays music, just like the PS2 played DVDs," which is smart on their part. But
always
eventually,
done
at
that.
the end of its life cycle, was fucking PlayStation. Made some of the best games ever in gaming ever.
You got stuff you never played before.
Legendary games that we all fucking love, and even if you didn't play them, you know them. And then the PS2, I feel like continued that. It was just the next iteration of the PlayStation. PS3 was a road bump,
Big time.
or a speed bump, but at first it's like, oh man, Sony's going down the drain. No, that like to me now, I can see that was just a speed bump because the PS4 is just back and they're fucking on top of shit again. Like now I see that was just a fluke.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
PS3 was just misdirection.
Yeah, it's just the PS3, while not by far the clusterfuck that the Xbox One is.
Yeah.
Was
No, it's
was
crazy.
Sony's bump. Like,
Yeah.
was Sony's like, I don't know. They made a lot of weird kind of changes and decisions that just didn't seem to flow right.
Well, the price
for gaming.
point fucked them.
Oh yeah, the price point was
$600.
god awful.
It was the same.
You're
problem
getting
that-
close to $1,000 at that point.
Yeah, I just think it's crazy how like over the past 3 gens it's flip flopped. Like PS2 was king, and then fucking the 360 went up, and then now back over the PS4.
Well, and if you look at Microsoft, and I just thought of this, Microsoft with the Xbox lost a shitload of money getting into the game market, but they still made it. Like they fucking blitzkrieged through the fucking
Yeah, through that
through the
beginning war
line,
shit.
fucking kicked out Sega. They didn't do it on their own, but like Sega was there when Xbox came in. Now
Yeah.
Sega left, Xbox is here, and then the 360. I mean, arguably, I feel like it was fucking king, fucking
Powerhouse
shit.
for was last gen's fucking king.
And arguably, for me, a better console altogether than the PS3. PS3 had some games that I think are just irreplaceable. Last of Us
Uncharted.
is something absolutely worth owning a PS3 for, but in the overall experience, I enjoyed being on the 360 more often. But now the Xbox One, I feel like this is their PS3, and I mean, technically it kind of is their PS3 because it's their third console. But anyway, to get back real quick, so 25 million, and your overall experience of the PS4, are you surprised that it's selling that well? Do you think it's just word of mouth? Is it just a quality product? Is it because Xbox is fucking up so bad?
I think that's it. I think a lot of people may be jumping the Microsoft ship. Xbox, the Xbox One isn't built for gamers anymore.
Yeah.
It's built for let's just have a box that controls my whole living room setup. And
Entertainment center, essentially.
yeah, and I think that takes away from so much that like what the 360 was.
See,
360 didn't give a fuck about any of that. It was just straight up. Here's games. Play fucking all these games on this system.
And I will defend all the things that they've added to the Xbox One. I think the entertainment system or entertainment
All in one.
all in one, thank you, is really cool. But I feel, and I don't think that's the thing that's hurting it. I think what's hurting it is their focus on that. I think they're worried too much about that part. They already have it, and I think that anyone who has one is probably using those features, or they're not. But I feel like they're just not focusing enough on the games. I don't think that that implementation hurt it. I think that they're worrying about it too much.
Oh no, I fully agree. I think Xbox. Yeah, it's just, and even when was it the E3 when Xbox One was announced?
Yeah.
They even said they were shifting from like gaming to fucking something,
Which a lot of people bitched about.
something else. Which, if it's a fucking Xbox and it's a console, stick with that. If you want to,
I just think the emphasis should still be about the people who already gave you money in the first place and the core fan base of the game.
Like, I mean, it's not. And I think PS4 is doing that better. It's just
Absolutely.
they're focusing more on gaming.
That's what I want to get back into is the PS4. Why is the PS4 selling so well? And obviously, you said the Xbox One is definitely making certain people jump ship, but I don't think that's just it either. I mean, I bought a PS4 because everyone else had a PS4 that I knew, and not like, oh fuck, they got the cool console, I want to be like that. But it just made sense to me at the time that, you know, if I want to play multiplayer games, I want to play with my friends like that.
Right.
So I think that's a factor.
I think if you would have asked me a year ago on that one, I probably would have been surprised. But I think now I'm not surprised at all.
Me neither.
And it's because they've been
Just on their shit.
2 E3s in a row now, too. Like, they're up there. They're confident. They're just steamrolling. They have
Just fucking
they've had
killing
this
it.
plan. And you mentioned earlier the focus on gamers. That was the first thing they said. Like,
Yep.
you guys are first.
Yeah.
Here's a $100 less price tag. It doesn't have all the bloatware in it. Essentially, I don't want to necessarily call it bloatware, but that's
Pretty much
like,
what it is, yeah.
You got all this extra stuff, which your core people who essentially are giving you the money. Do they want that stuff? Yeah, but they probably want it later. It's an extra. It's icing on the cake.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
They want the cake still. They don't. The icing comes later. Like and I don't know. It's
That's the thing, though, is like if I had the option to download those programs to run my cable and to fucking run my TV.
Well,
and
the
shit.
PS4 kind of does that. You
Well,
just get them.
well, if you're adding
Exactly,
these
but
features now.
that's the thing is like, but the Xbox One, it came with it,
Yeah.
like, and that's the thing is like, this is going in a loop, but their Xbox is not, Microsoft is not focusing on people who give them money, which is gamers. I bought the Xbox One because I wanted a game on Xbox One, not fucking watch a soap opera because I can change the channel through dumb shit.
Well,
plus, the Kinect sucks. I'm telling you that right fucking now. The Kinect sucks.
I think the thermal imaging is pretty neat.
The thermal that's the best thing about it.
It's pretty cool. I like technology.
I don't know. As far as the PlayStation thing goes, though, I would say that I'm not so surprised now.
I'm not either, and I don't think it's just based off of word of mouth, even though that is a big factor. And I don't think it's just Xbox people jumping ship, because I feel like that is a factor now, because I've known a shitload of people who are like, well, I got an Xbox, I'm gonna keep it. I know multiple people now who have gotten rid of their Xbox Ones. You haven't, and I hope you don't.
I'm holding out.
But
I have faith.
But
you did somewhere down in
you
here.
did fucking sell a bunch of games and shit, and then you end up getting a PS4, and you do use that more often.
Oh yeah,
I know you do.
100%.
But I also think it's just because PlayStation saw a fucking wounded animal and fucking killed it with the Xbox One. Because the Xbox announced a bunch of shit before PlayStation, and they just ran with it, and I think that did a lot of it. But also, they're just killing it in their fucking features, and their, I think PlayStation Plus is a really good deal.
Oh yeah,
I think
it's more user friendly, to be honest, than the Xbox One.
And also, coming from the PlayStation 3, it's such a better experience altogether.
Oh yeah.
PSN is a better experience. The multiplayer, that's another thing that they did right this time. Multiplayer works. Like, party systems, all that shit. The PlayStation 3 was so not fucking friendly.
Didn't have lobbies or anything like that.
It was really fucking
shitty.
bad. And now I completely forgot it was even that bad because the PS4 made me forget about it.
Into that world, though, and they were obviously
they were trying to do that free to play or the free because they had that as like a selling point for the longest time was the fucking
It's free.
Oh, it's free. But you know what? I don't mind. I didn't mind paying the Xbox Live fee to be able to party, to be able to fucking do all that jazz. To have fucking lobbies because I don't know. Like that to me was like I don't know because I played Call of Duty at my brother's house and just jumped like just straight into the match. I was like, "Fuck is even like trying to happen right now?"
Yeah. Oh, on the PS3.
Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
It was disgusting.
Yeah, it wasn't friendly to people who. 360 was a more social console than the PS3 was. Absolutely. Just like the Nintendo consoles are not social. Well, the new one is, but like the fucking the GameCube, even though it's hard to put them into the loop with other consoles, was like you want to play online in a couple of games. It was like so PSU or PSO.
Oh, did you find that sweet GameCube controller that was a keyboard in the middle? It was crazy.
No, yeah, but I want to go into something else real quick. But the 25 million is not a fluke. I think it's going to keep rising. I do think the PS4 will outsell the PS2. I think they're steamrolling so fucking hard right now that there's nothing stopping them. There's nothing even remotely slowing them down. There's no competition.
Exactly. What I think all three of us forgot to mention as well is a big part of their success is exclusivity.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I completely do. Like, we didn't fucking mention that.
I mean,
it has more exclusives.
The exclusives.
No fucking 1 year timed fucking exclusive bullshit.
Tomb Raider, baby, getting it first.
Again, also, they just came out and said that they're like it was a really hard decision, but the passion of the Xbox One and Microsoft for Tomb Raider,
this nice blank
the
check.
fucking money, the passion. Really kind of sold them on it. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Eidos. Fucking stupid.
Oh, but
on your Xbox
Square,
One,
whatever the fuck it is. Fun fact though, Microsoft One has been breaking their own records recently for selling consoles.
the Microsoft One.
The Xbox One, Microsoft One.
Might as well be.
Yeah.
They've been breaking their own records.
They're actually like on a huge like upswing of sales. Which blows my mind. I don't know who
They dropped to 350 though, didn't they?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's going to do it,
makes a lot
though.
of
That's going to
sense,
do it.
yeah.
And that's smart. It's smart. Microsoft is really good about swallowing their pride and fucking taking a hit. They're not going to let it
do
fail. They're not exactly. They're not going to let it fail. I mean, they're like Apple. Like they got a shitload of money. They can take that hit to just make sure you get that console. I've almost bought a fucking Xbox One so many times now it's stupid.
Because price point.
Yeah, but there's just nothing there for it. But once there is, I will buy one. The price point's not the issue anymore.
Sony can't take that gamble because all their other departments are.
Exactly. They're doing fun anyway. But the Xbox One needed to do something, and they are doing small things, but they still just don't have the games, and they're fucking Halo up and all that shit. But another thing I want to get into is the PS4 is doing a vote to play feature. It's coming soon. Kind of like Steam Greenlight, but it's not really.
Kind of.
It's
the game's already made.
The games already are out, but essentially people are going to vote on. Well, okay, so when you have PlayStation Plus, you get access to free games, which is awesome. In itself, pays for.
Every month there's like a $20-$25 game that's free.
Rocket League fucking came out.
Instantly,
like, for free.
it was instantly
like,
free.
that blew my
People
mind.
Yeah.
are. I still have yet to play it, but people are obsessed about that game too.
It was, and
That game's super
it's
fun.
awesome because like that game was brand new and they released it for free. Mm-hmm. That's insane.
I almost
So
feel
the
like
value there is it's a $20 game.
it is, and I also noticed that every time a new game comes out on PSN, it almost seems like it is the free game for that month. The month of
There's a
launches.
lot of newer games that
do
do
that.
come out. It's not fucking, oh, you get Gears of War 3.
Well, and people aren't really talking about it, but like that Styx game, it's kind of chintzy. I'm loving it. It's really fun. It's probably one of the better games I've gotten on PSN or PS Plus. I don't regret paying for PlayStation Plus at all. I think that the infrastructure is great. It works good. The party systems are there. And I get games that even sometimes I get games I don't really play. I still have them for later if I want to play them. But I don't want to get too far off this. You can now, or you will be able to soon, vote for what games you want to see be free, right?
Yeah, so they'll give you a list, and the community will vote, and whichever one gets the most votes is the free game. The rest get a PS Plus member discount.
So it's just win-win.
Still win-win,
Yeah.
yeah.
We all get a free game that most of us wanted, which I think is great because most of us, all gamers, will agree on the quality title, the one with the most value. I feel like, then you're still going to be able to the ones you were still interested in, even if you were like, man, I really want that to be free. Now it's at discount, which is smart for them because you're thinking about buying it anyway. Now you're probably gonna.
I just hope it's not like 10%, because that seems almost silly to me.
That
I mean,
10% is silly.
but
Discount's a discount for sure. If I was already on the fence about the game and all of a sudden it's a little less, I'm going to be way more inclined to buy it. But yeah, I mean, if it was like
I think 20 at least.
20%, I'm a buyer if I was going to buy it already. But regardless, less money, free games, I think it's win-win completely, and it's super smart, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
The only issue I think I have is, well, like, I have such a weird, like, a lot of the stuff, like, I don't know, like, if they had a game that, like, hit the nostalgia button really fucking hard, I think everybody's gonna go for that fucking game. Which, alright, you know what? It's a fucking personal thing. Because, like, I'm probably gonna choose the game no one's gonna fucking want to play. Or no one's gonna want to be free. Because...
Why?
Because I have such a weird, not weird taste in games, but like, if Journey did re-release for the PS4. Like, I have I think it's going to, or it already is.
I assumed it would at some point. I've been waiting for it because I never
But
play.
like, I don't really care about Journey.
I do.
But I know that if like, I would rather have some other game than Journey go free, and I don't think, and so like. That's my only issue.
I still don't think you'd
it's
vote that much
selfish.
differently.
It's a selfish issue, but it's like or a game like Journey or like Braid, or so, like those really weird indie games that fucking have huge fucking Bastion.
Yeah.
Like a game like that, if it were to re-release, I think people would vote for that to be free. And I've already played that fucking game. I don't want to play it again.
So you don't like it though, just because other people will get that game for free?
No, it's just because it's not like my taste.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the democracy of it though.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it is going to be in your favor.
Well, you don't even get remotely a choice now, though.
Exactly.
They literally
yeah.
get to pick
So
for
you
you.
do.
Yeah, but at the same time, I really have had no complaints over what they pick.
I really don't think it's gonna make
I'm mostly
a
playing.
huge difference. I think it's just gonna be a nice addition.
I know,
Well, they've
I'm
been
mostly
releasing more than
playing.
one PS4 free game recently,
to-
so
to the
we
platform.
might still get another one that's picked by them.
Oh, yeah,
I think that it's good in the sense that it's giving some choice to the consumer, which I think is always a good thing. And yeah, based off like a democratic vote or democracy, I feel like you are going to be in instances where you don't get it, and that's where you just got to swallow that and be like, it's not all about me. But in other cases, you are going to get games that you voted for. It's always going to happen because it's always going to cycle. There's limited games. It's going to keep going forever. There'll be repeats, as we've seen on Steam. You're just like staring at me. Everyone's like,
He just doesn't agree. He's a dictator now. Or
Well, Steam is actually a good example because like during the Steam summer sale, you're like, what goes on sale next? And I'm like, ugh, I want to fucking do that. Like most of the games that
everything I ever click on, there's always what I wanted.
not me, man. It's
Really?
always like some fucking,
Not
or it's
50-50
like
for
the Borderlands 2 fucking
Well, it's always
edition.
gonna
It's
go
like, god damn. Yeah, we get it. The game's fucking old now. Fucking stop voting for that dumb shit.
But again, I feel like people are still voting, even if they already have it, for what has most value for the price point.
Like they're just choosing the better game.
and they're making sure that other people will get that deal. I swear that's what's going on. Because
It's
I
gotta
still
be,
sometimes when I see games I don't give a fuck about, and I see Borderlands, I'll click on Borderlands because I'm like, this should be on sale. This
Well,
is
no,
a much
and
better deal.
I fully
No,
agree.
This game's $5. Now it's going to be $2. This game's fucking $30. Now it's going to be like $10. I'm like, fuck yeah, it's the way better deal.
Oh yeah, and I fully agree. But if there's another game I give a fuck more about,
Sure.
then yeah, I'm like, what the fuck you guys do? Like I don't know, like
I'm already prepared to buy games at full price though. Always.
oh no, I fully agree.
When I don't get that deal, I'm not upset about it. I'm just like, well, it didn't happen. If I do though, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm getting a deal. This is awesome.
and that's not even
But-
the case here because you're getting a discount anyways.
Exactly. So I mean, that's what I mean by win-win. Like
Yeah.
even if you don't get the free game,
You still
get an opportunity to buy for cheaper, which I think is awesome. I feel like I said, I don't feel like there's losers in that scenario. I was going to say though with yours that it's almost like with that vote system, with a random system, you do get a chance at random to get a game that you might have wanted, or you might have didn't know you wanted, but you still got. Whereas with this vote system, you may always be getting fucked because the games that are popular will always get, and you might already have them. So this doesn't really help you.
Well, yeah, and going back to Steam, like
That's
this,
regular.
like this sales and stuff like that. Most of the shit that goes on sale or that people vote for, I already fucking bought that game.
Yeah.
I already fucking bought it at full price when the game already first fucking came out. Because you know what? I'm not
Rant
gonna
time.
wait to play a fucking game until it's on sale. But I'm mostly just bitching to bitch.
Yeah.
No, it's good. I'm glad we can have this contrast because I feel like me and Chevy are on pretty much on the same page on this.
Yeah,
So it's good to
and-
have that.
It's hard to even see a negative for me
Yeah.
for this. So.
But I am understanding where
Yeah.
you're coming from for sure.
Yeah, I'm just bitching to bitch.
No, it's a valid point.
But free fucking games with a discount on the rest of the fucking list, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's where I'm with in.
And I mean, if the system doesn't work out, people can opt out of PlayStation Plus, and I feel like PlayStation's so on their shit right now that they would react to it quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, PlayStation 4, super successful. I feel like it is earned that absolutely. The vote to play feature, I feel like is just another really cool thing that they're just introducing. We'll see how it turns out. Obviously, there are some concerns. But overall, I feel like it's going to be a good thing, and really excited to see just the wealth of fucking content that Sony's just pumping out for this console.
No, it's exciting. Constant
Yeah.
new features so far. So.
Always. But yeah, I feel like that long ass conversation is a great point to end this Tasty Tuesday. Thank you for watching. Come back next week. Not next week. Fuck.
Tomorrow.
Come back tomorrow for whatever the fuck we're doing. I never have that planned for the gameplay ones. But yeah, my name's Seth, as always.
I'm Josh.
Chevy.
And yeah, thank you for watching Taste of Tuesday. We'll see you soon, guys. Fat ass heavy fucking mouse that he had.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you can recharge this, take batteries. So you like
The
you,
charge
so you
station,
like
yeah.
have this big fucking thing on the wall, and you just hook it in, and fucking just sits there and charges for 6 days, and then you get about 3 hours of use out of it.
Bring
And
it to a
fucking-
Tesla charging
and
station.
then when after you parked it at the docking station, you put it down, and the thing's goddamn 15 pounds, just a sack of shit, and fucking the mouse or the mouse wheel when you roll it is infinity. You go, it goes, and he's like,
I've never liked those.
He's like, it doesn't make sound, and he's here, go. It's just
Those are garbage. Who
it's
gives a
just
shit?
well, because if you barely go, it's kind of neat, like technology-wise. I'm like, oh, if you just kind of scroll slightly, it has things go, so you can kind of get that control. But if you're trying to just fucking scroll to the infinite ends of the fucking internet, you just go, "Whoosh," and it goes, and you're just going through Reddit forever until you stop that wheel.
Until you hit 1,000 posts and then it quits loading.
It's the end of Inception with the fucking.
Yeah, we've been to the end of the internet.
Almost
fucking,
every day.
Yeah, that thing was a hunk of shit. Okay,